middle of our workday. And you know, something that comes to mind is like for a decade, especially, I'm in my mid 50s now. For a decade, you're eating ultra low fat. Everybody's touting and talking about how terrible fat is. You need to cut that fat out. Fat's the demon. And during those formative stages, when your endocrine system really relies on the fat, needs it, requires it. I mean, we're talking HPTA tests, your brain, and basic functions. So people wreck their metabolism by doing that, number one. But I digress. Then the next decade, you're bulking up. You're taking in excess calories. You're taking in these weight gainers. You're taking in nefarious supplements that have been shown to be worse than taking anabolic steroids as far as androgens and messing with your hormones, right? I remember taking this stuff, gamma or Ryzenol, back in the day. Depends on how old you are, whether you've heard of that. Smilax, where you'd put this stuff, and literally, when I was in my late teens, early 20s, I would come to tears because my hormones were so effed up. And then you transition into no carbohydrates and full fat adaptation, and you see these decades that you go through this transition, and that's the American way, right? But it's this fanaticism, and there has to be a balance and an equilibrium. And let's not leave out the total carb depletion that I went through for years doing fitness, and then carb loading, which is really synonymous with, even still, with like bodybuilding, especially natural bodybuilding, because you can mess with your diet in ways as long as you're getting the calories in, but you're ever more prone to insulin sensitive metabolic diseases, syndrome. I meet a myriad of different people that are on dialysis, and taking my son taking a bunch of different meds just to walk, talk, and chew gum, and essentially they can't do any of those things, not even individually or separately. I'm not trying to put him down, but there's a point. And he's been doing some taurine finally, after years of me trying to get him on taurine. I remember I studied this stuff years ago, and it became very depressing as I'm servicing all these ultra wealthy people and seeing their children benefit, and just the privilege, and then not being able to even get through to my own kids. And I still can't. But this is a time when I'm doing that more so. I buy him protein, but the habits are so instilled in him to be oppositionally defiant, that it's definitely got ODD. People are taught that in this culture. At 2843 Darwin Street. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to deal with any sort of infringement here, so I better get rolling. But I just wanted to do a quick live stream where I am now, sort of like I do like a daily walk, daily life sort of thing, but to really do it while I'm in the middle of my day. It's 10:19 right now. I just had 3 orders of scrambled eggs. You never know with McDonald's. It's a toss-up how much it's going to cost you, but today it was under $2.20 per order. So I got to eat 3 orders of scrambled eggs and 16 butters. I very nicely asked them if I could get 12 butters, and they ended up giving me 16 whipped butters. So I had a very nice carnivore breakfast. I can feel the fidelity from the nutrition. I can feel my brain wanted the fat. I was very low in that stockpile of fat, and you've got to understand that I believe that, and I can't say this conclusively, but I have had clients that had MS, multiple sclerosis, degradation of Schwann cells, some issues with the nervous system, that was a particular area of interest for me in study, where I would look into that, dendrites, axon, helix, node of Rambier, rate propagation signals, how that works part and parcel with the sodium potassium pump, polarization, depolarization, repolarization. We are electrical systems, and there is a piezoelectrical aspect to not only our diet, our nutrition, but our thought processes, and then the things that we hold true as far as mantras and central belief systems. Um, Even getting wrapped up into spirituality and theology, and then thinking in a more rationalistic, secular sort of way when you're no longer eating a certain diet. That happens. So we want to get balanced, but we also don't want to, completely squelch the, I know that's kind of a colloquial term, but it's one I use. Squelch, I've heard, a fire, put out the concept, the idea of spirituality. We must keep that lingering, but otherwise we turn toward this technocratic state that's not good for anybody. All right, so I'm gonna get rolling, but I was a little low on my calories yesterday, and man, do I lose like weight quickly, and I'm trying to keep my weight up. We're gonna try to hit the gym and take my son in later on, so we're trying to get our day done. Another maybe 4 or 5 hours, one more charge, and then a few. I'm shooting for about 13 per day, or 6 to 7 hours of continuous work. And so I appreciate you. I will talk to you soon. The focus is on the training, and everything has to be in balance, in gear, online, and your diet is the most important thing. And culturally, historically, arcanely, it's depicted on from cave paintings to divine, so say divine texts, codices. So we will talk to you soon. Be blessed, and we'll be coming to you live from the gym very soon.